Hey guys, my name is Mavi, and for the last 14 years, I've worked in the plastic surgery industry under top board-certified plastic surgeons. In that time, I have gained extensive knowledge about surgical procedures, pre- and post-op care, as well as non-invasive or minimally invasive treatments. My passion to educate and help women feel empowered in their surgical decisions led to what we now know as the Big Butts No Lies podcast. Join in on the fun as I chat with plastic surgery experts, friends, and real-life patients about all things plastic surgery. Should be fun. Hey guys. Okay, you should be pumped. Now you went to your consults, you got your quote, you understand your quote, and now how are you going to pay for this?
Great question.
Yes. So remember last episode, I told y'all that besides having one passionate girl talking to y'all, I had 3 passionate girls with Analisa and Melody joining me again today.
Yeah.
And they are perfect people to talk about this that we're going to talk about today. Financing, kind of figuring out how to pay for your surgery now that you've decided this is what you're going to do. And Melody, it's your moment to shine.
Yes, I'm so excited. So I'm very passionate about this because I know for myself, had financing not been a factor, I would not be able to get everything that I wanted to get.
And we were just talking about that last episode.
Yes. And so I wanted to make sure that I was setting realistic expectations for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a girl who likes to compromise. So having financing through CareCredit, who happens to be my employer, so shameless plug, really helped me. And I've been working with CareCredit as a provider since 2004. So I actually started off at Quick Weight Loss Center. It was my first real job. And I was able to help people to, get 6 months interest-free financing for weight loss. And it was awesome. And as time has gone on, the program has improved so much. So whether it's dental, vet, plastic surgery, eyes, you have options. And, CareCredit is not the only guy on the block. Yes, they are the best reputation, better reviews from consumers and cardholders than even Amazon or Starbucks. But they also are the bank. So you have guaranteed money there and great customer service.
Yeah,
with over 250,000 providers across the country.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
Right?
Wow, that's a lot.
With great customer service, you've been an amazing contact.
You are very easy to work with.
Well, but at the same time, you have always been a great person to just talk to. I can call you directly. You text me, you're like, this is what you need to do.
Yes.
Tell the patient this, that, or the other. So I just got to give you some props for that.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate
Me too,
it.
Melody. When I met you, we were in an office and I was like, she's my friend.
She's good. Yes. And I was like, no, she's my friend.
I'm blessed because I get to work with outstanding, phenomenal professionals like the both of you. And we are so passionate about it and to be able to put our minds together. And I know that, first of all, good things are going to come from just even this conversation. We're helping women left and right.
Yes.
But being able to make this possible for more women or more people across the board, right?
More women. Yeah, because, part of my goal is to kind of break down this stigma. And I feel like a lot of that female on female negativity is kind of from maybe jealousy or envy or not enough understanding, or, maybe if plastic surgery was accessible to some of the women who are very upset about other women having surgery, yes, they'd be more open about it.
Yes.
True.
And financing is a great way to be able to open the door for everyone because you have 2 options. You have the people who want to save money long-term.
Yes.
And they want no interest. Like, I want free money now. Thank you. It's not free, but it is for the patient. It is, right? Or you have those who are going to say, I really want to be able to make it on a feast or famine budget. So let it work into my monthly budget. And I talked to Analisa about this. I do not like to think about it from a monthly payment standpoint. I like to break it down by day.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm addicted to Starbucks. We talked about this last episode. I pull up, they know what I want. Right.
Right.
I can get rid of my Starbucks for a day and get what I want.
True.
With my body.
Absolutely.
Done. It's easier for me to budget. And so that's one way that financing could definitely help.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's mention some of the other
Sure. So Alpheon is actually another option. CareCredit and Alpheon both now allow you to do a pre-qualification. So what that means is you can go in and you can get pre-approved, right? The difference is that CareCredit is the bank. So if they say yes, legally, it is a yes. You can bank on that money or more.
Yeah.
So your treatment coordinator can, let's say you got approved for 5,000, but you need 10. Your treatment coordinator with a couple clicks can go ahead and ask for that
pre-approval.
Extra. Yes. Or the pre-approval or
that's
the credit line increase.
I love that. You taught me that.
Yes. Well, now you're actually effective last week. Your patients can do it on their own.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, it's good for the coordinators too, because we kind of, especially with COVID. So everything is pre-COVID, post-COVID,
It's going to be like BC and AD in the Bible,
Yeah, it's pretty much. So pre-COVID, it wasn't a big deal, but now it's like, okay, well, now we want to make sure the patients are financed. They, have that, in their wallet ahead of time, because if not, it's wasting their time. It's wasting the doctor's time,
Your time.
Exactly. So we want to make sure to send them the quote. And if we can offer them that information. And two, you said, right, it doesn't knock on their credit.
Right.
So
and right now
you can run it and it doesn't alter anything.
Correct. And so it allows you to make the best decision that's going to fit your financial profile.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love is that you're not pigeonholed.
Yes.
Right.
That's true, because you can use it for different practices.
That's right. And it's repeat use. So once I pay it off, I can use it again. And for plastic surgery, most of that do injectables, right?
Yeah.
So plastic surgeons love it because you're going to pay it off. You're going to come back to do your Botox and your filler and everything else.
And patients will be like, hey, I only have $1,000 available on my CareCredit. Let's make it work.
Right?
And, we actually talked about aftercare, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can utilize CareCredit at Walgreens or Rite Aid for your prescriptions.
True.
What? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mavi, yes.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah, you're welcome, you guys.
Right. See, even those hospital fees, if the hospital comes through and you have the extra bill, as long as they accept CareCredit, you can pay with CareCredit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And no matter what provider you go to, you are guaranteed to have at least 6 months deferred interest.
Yeah.
So some providers will offer you 6 months, 12 months, 18 or 24 months. Other providers will also offer you extended payment plans from 24 months to 60 months with a lowered APR fixed interest. And with CareCredit, no matter what your credit score is, you're going to have the same interest rate, where other finance companies, depending on what your credit score is, that says what your loan APR is going to be. And some of those loans really are predatory loans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some.
It's crazy. And I think I've harped on this on another episode, but I had a mommy makeover, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And she took the kids to Disney after.
She racked up the points on a credit card.
Yeah, on a Visa, but she got the points. But it's like, it's one of those things where you plan on this ahead of time and you get those ducks in a row.
Yes.
And you figure out what's going to fit your lifestyle.
Yes.
But CareCredit is a great, amazing option, and they've been around for so long. How long have they been? Yeah,
since the 80s.
They've been around the longest. Like,
they started off just doing dental implants.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow.
So to think about everything that we're doing right now, a vet is huge,
Yeah.
But actually during the pandemic, we've never seen so many people concentrate on their credit. Right?
Well, they don't have anything else to do.
Right? So at Synchrony, we kind of expected numbers to go down.
Yeah.
But people were paying their bills.
Well, think about it. They're not going to restaurants.
Right.
They're not going out.
Right.
They're probably trying to pay off loans.
Yeah.
Well, they're not spending money on the things that they typically would be spending on.
But you know what they are doing as well? Buying homes. So that's where pre-qual is so important, because my husband's a realtor. So if you need a realtor, the Brandon Lee. But if we have lots of we cross shop, right? We cross sell.
Yes,
so she might come in for a house, but she ends up, hey Mel, I'm interested in mommy makeover, right? So, but my husband's he's like, Mel, you cannot run her credit. You cannot run her credit
because if she's trying to buy a house,
right?
Yeah,
but
you can't hit it.
Yeah, she's building a house. It's going to be 6 months. Like, we have time to get those 2 points back. Like, we can do this, right? The 6 months she's building the house will pay off the loan, and she gets the body that she wants and the house that she wants.
Oh my gosh, that's
right. Come on. That's
I'm gonna we need like a
little basketball
goal.
hoop.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're done.
Yeah. So she can really rebuild
girl.
her life,
Yes.
right? From the inside out. And so with the pre-qual, anytime you have that, you pretty much have the option to go in and do that with confidence.
Yeah.
So before I even come in to see you, Analisa, I can look
It's
up on the
it.
website. I can search you. I know
Right.
what plans you offer. And I know I'm approved.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I kind of want to point out is if you're a plastic surgeon, you find on the CareCredit website,
Mhm.
they are board certified plastic surgeons.
Yes.
Okay.
They have to be.
Well, they don't have to be. However, you will notice that the upper echelon
Mm-hmm.
doctors are with CareCredit. If a doctor at this point does not accept CareCredit, I dare you to ask why.
Ooh.
Because our customer service is
I
superb.
agree. I agree on that one.
You have to take care of your patient
'Cause
before
it's
and
the
after the
norm.
sale. Yes.
It's literally like the visa
Yes.
of cosmetic surgery.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. It's synonymous with cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah.
Based
Okay,
on a previous relationship that we were involved in, when I first met them, that was not the case for them. Now it is. So now I'm helping them. And doctors, please reach out to your local CareCredit rep because there may be a cheaper rate for you that you don't even know about. Reach out to that rep. They are trained to teach you how to grow your business just using financing.
Right.
And we're not trying to replace cash. It's going to be 20%. Our goal is 20%
You're
of the
helping
business.
the patient and the practice. We don't charge the patient anymore. Right. So
'cause
they're
you
not
shouldn't.
losing
So I'm
anything.
glad you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't.
Right.
Where the practice I'm at, ACPS
Yes.
right now. So I feel like what's the downside?
Right.
There's not.
There isn't.
There isn't.
No.
So the question is why? Why don't you offer it?
Right. And so you're going to find either they're extremely price conscious, price
Yes.
sensitive, right?
Mhm.
Or that they were not allowed to get CareCredit for some reason, or they were booted out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And those should be some red flags.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
We do talk red and green flags.
Red
Constantly.
flags.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to say red flag for that one.
Red flag for that one.
Okay.
If they don't accept it, I would just ask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The other financing companies that are out there,
Mhm.
Green Sky and United Medical Credit.
Sure.
I don't have too much experience with either of them. I know they're out
either.
there.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know.
They generally work
Because I'm
with,
biased.
they're a
for
broker.
CareCredit.
That too. Because you're loyal to your girl.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
But definitely
what is it again? Sorry, what are
Green
the two?
Sky,
Green Sky.
United Medical Credit, as
Okay.
well as Prosper.
Okay.
I've never
Those-
heard of Prosper.
I know. But they tend to go for subprime credit. So those are the loans that CareCredit probably would not give someone, but it's also the loans that are going to be high interest.
Mhm.
Those are going to be sparing. I have had situations where I've applied. I don't think I've ever gotten anybody approved and fully moved on from surgery. However, there are some practices that thrive with Green Sky. But CareCredit is honestly more consistent. And that's what we want. We want consistency. We don't want to have the honeymoon period where you first sign up and that practice is getting yeses left and right. And then 6 months later, they can't get an approval to save their life.
Mhm.
I want it to be consistent. So Analisa sees me today and she's not like, girl, you're killing my business.
Come on, girl.
Yes. And that's honestly part of,
Yeah.
we are the bank.
Yeah.
We are a federal bank.
Another thing too that I've found very helpful is patients can log in and make payments.
Yes, online.
Without even having to call the office.
Yes.
I do
And
love that.
on one link.
Well, yes, on one link. But
Yes.
at the same time, it's great because it's less work for the office, especially if it's a big practice.
Mhm.
It's less work for the patient, which
Mhm.
it's convenient
Mhm.
because they can do it as the money comes in. Because some patients, they call me and they're like, I need to do X amount every single week because if it's out of my bank account, I'm good. Because if it's in there, then I'm spending it. I'm spending it. Yeah. So they automatically know every Friday night they're logging in and they're, putting that money towards their future surgery, So out of sight, out of mind.
We
kind of
talked about
situation.
that, right?
Yeah.
When I first met
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
That's like the
online
best thing
payments,
ever.
because you guys are so busy.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to keep it real.
yeah.
She might not be using her card.
True.
That's something that we need to talk about.
Hey, we don't judge. We don't judge. As long as you're an authorized user or that card holder goes online and pays for you, I don't care how you do it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's because with CareCredit, because the financial institution, they back it up. Yes. So it is what it is, right? Yes. I mean, you don't, there's no cutting corners. The practice is safe. The patient is safe as long as it goes through and you provide all the information that is required to make that payment. You're fine.
That's it. Pick your promotion and keep it moving.
There you go.
Okay. What if our patient doesn't have good credit? What if she has bad credit?
Well, luckily, we are no longer using FICOs. Yes.
Really?
Yes. So we have a more broad picture. So
PSA right here.
Right? Your light bill, your rent, your credit bill. Those are all factors now.
Really?
So we get a more holistic view of who this person is.
Right.
And if a lot of people look in their wallet, they already have a Synchrony card for Rooms to Go or Sam's, right?
Yep.
So if we know, okay, she may not have a lot of credit, but she pays that Rooms to Go bill every month.
Every single month. Yeah.
We'll give her $1,100 to start off.
Yeah.
And let her go from there.
See, and that goes back to you can, this makes me so excited. Sorry.
Because it makes your job, not easier, but it helps to remove roadblocks.
Yes, exactly. And that's one of the major roadblocks with, doing a surgery is obviously financing. So if we can put that out of the way, then that's one less hurdle that you have to go over.
Yes.
But now knowing this is great for our
But another thing that you can do, honestly, is get a cosigner.
Yeah, you can get a cosigner.
There's somebody in your life, and unfortunately, you cannot do the pre-qual, so it has to be a full application and a hard hit on your credit. But you can get that cosigner, and it's win-win. They can help you build your credit. You get the procedure that you want and need.
That's great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
See, I knew this was your moment to shine.
Right. And when you go in, ask your treatment coordinator to give you a payment option form.
Okay.
Because it gives you all of the options on one page instead of you having to go through and look at the brochure and figure out what your payment's going to be. They can give you the exact payment, and on there will be a customized QR code that they can use. You can apply right there, pay them right there, and then show up for your pre-op and get your blood work and be ready.
And done.
Perfect.
That's a great thing too, because I'm glad you said that, because that goes back to what we talked about earlier with pre-qualifying.
Yes.
Before you even walk into the office. Do it. It's not going to ding your credit.
You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
You have nothing to
lose.
You can walk in more confident at your appointment knowing, okay,
you're like, this is my budget.
I have this much for my budget.
Right.
And then you don't have to think about that, and you can focus on the actual procedure and the surgeon
and the consultation. Because if you think about it, we are literally going in and you're giving what you feel is the worst part of you to somebody else, right? You're so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you have so much anxiety. The last thing you need to worry about is the money. Let the money be the
last thing.
Yes. Make sure that you're concentrating on everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we don't have to do it, but we're still going to do it.
I still want it.
Still going to do it.
Oh, I love that.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it. I'm going to do it, girl.
I'm going to do it.
Okay, so let's talk about for a patient.
Okay.
For example, my quote is $20,000 and I got approved for $10,000 with CareCredit.
Okay.
What do I do for the rest?
I'm going to give you two options. One would be, are you married? Let's have your husband apply as well. And let's utilize his credit as well.
Okay.
The second option would be, you can use any credit card, any cash, or whatever your doctor accepts.
So most offices
or use two different finance companies if you need to. There's no shame in that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Offices, it doesn't matter. You can use multiple forms of payment.
We don't care.
That's what I was going to say.
What's the most amount of what would you say is the most amount of forms of payment that you've received for one surgery?
I have seen.
I can't
for Botox. For Botox,
it would blow some people's mind.
Well, I mean, I've.
Mommy,
Analisa,
I'm speaking the truth. Go on.
Okay, but for a Botox and filler appointment, my ladies like to get creative with their financing just because their husband doesn't want to know and doesn't need to know, how much they spend at the plastic surgeon every 3 months.
Or the spa.
Or the spa or anywhere. So they will come in with $300 in cash, $100 in a check.
Yeah.
So I had
CareCredit, a little bit on CareCredit, a little bit on a credit card, and finally just put $50 on my debit.
Exactly right.
So I had an older lady come in, very wise. She said, I'm going to teach you something. What store does your husband not blink at if you shop there? I said, Target, HEB. He knows I'm going to Target. I'm going to,
that's
right?
weekly.
Right?
Come on.
She said, you go to Target and you buy Visa gift cards.
Oh, stop.
And then you spend the Visa gift cards.
Basketball goal comes
Right?
in.
That's OG. That's OG
That
wisdom.
is like, get the
Yes.
gift
No,
card.
I had a patient who every time she would go to the store, she would ask for cash back.
Yes.
$100 in cash
Come on.
back. And she kept it in her wallet.
And then it would
So
be
then,
like, okay,
so then when she would come in to see me,
man.
she was paying
you
all
guys.
cash and hundreds.
We have to be creative. You
It's
know?
not wrong.
They
It's-
like the results.
It's either you're buying apples or you're buying Botox from Target. Sorry, I'm like, my mind's blown right now.
There's so many. I've heard it all. I'm sure we all have, but the financing honestly is going to be the best way for you to get the full comprehensive package and not cut corners.
Not
Yeah.
cut corners.
Yeah.
And feel good about it. Like you don't feel that pressure. Like, oh my gosh, I'm putting myself under the table
Right.
for doing this.
And I always suggest if you are going to do something for yourself, recommend that the person in your life who's going to have the biggest objection to it do something for themselves.
Amen.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
So ladies, if you want to get a mommy makeover,
do it.
but suggest, babe, why don't you go on that golf trip that you and your friends have been talking about?
Yeah.
You know?
Didn't you want to do like some
In
thing to your
August,
car?
the third
Yes.
week on Tuesday,
Right? No.
when I'm having my surgery. No, I'm
Yes.
kidding.
No, I need you to bring me home.
I know, right?
And take care of me.
No, I'll have a recovery house do that for me.
Right. But with care, or even if he wants to get LASIK or something,
Yeah.
let him get the LASIK and you use the rest for your Botox and fillers.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Give him a little, he'll give you a little.
Yes. Even the kids' braces done. So everybody gets to win.
Yeah, there
The
you
whole
go.
family gets to use the card.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so to finish this off, I want you guys to give me, I'm going to go in order.
Okay.
Melody
Okay.
first, then
Okay.
we'll do Analisa, and then I'll give mine.
Okay.
I want you to give our listeners,
Okay.
as if they were here in front of you,
Okay.
one piece of advice as far as financing.
Try it. The worst that could happen is a not now. It's not a no. It's not a definitive no. It's just a not now.
Because they could always work on their credit and
Absolutely.
build
And
it
it's
up.
going to build their credit.
Yes. Yes. And having that card and paying that off, it does great to your credit score. And having a Synchrony card in your wallet helps to expand your horizons for credit overall. And for the first time I applied, I did not get approved. I was in the middle of divorce. I did not get approved. Worked on my credit, applied again,
Mhm.
and got it. I did not get the amount I wanted, worked on it, charged my whole face, right? Paid it off, asked for an increase, and I received it. So
It takes time. It's
yes.
a relationship.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
just
marathon.
like anything else. I mean,
Yes.
come on. I'm going to have the same answer because I feel the same way. Like after a divorce and no credit is
Mhm.
no credit.
Right.
I had, knock on wood, no debt, no credit cards, no light bill, no anything, which was good in hindsight. But at the same time, I didn't
You have no
it- I
credit
had-
bill.
Exactly. So those patients that are out there that they are responsible and they've paid off everything and they pay everything cash, you got to build it up somehow
And
and not put yourself in a bind.
right. Because
If you're
things happen.
Yeah, exactly. And also too, if you're going to spend $20,000 or $30,000 on a surgery and you're a single mom, you have one income coming in.
Mhm.
This is a great avenue for you to use to one, build your credit, which is probably the most important,
Mhm.
but also two, you don't have to spend all of your cash at one time. So you
Yes.
can space it out.
Mhm.
So it's a win-win.
I do have one more thing. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do not be afraid of the fixed interest plans. Just because you see that, do not be afraid of that because there's no penalty for early payoff. So let's say Uncle Joe gives us another stimulus package, right?
Uncle Joe.
Right? Or you get, if you do 60 months, that's 5 income tax returns. That's 5 birthdays, 5 anniversaries, 5 Christmases.
That's
you
a
have to
great way
pay it
put
off.
Yeah.
And you're enjoying the results throughout that whole time.
Yeah. And you feel better.
You feel better. My tip is do not put yourself in a financial bind to have an elective procedure like plastic surgery. Don't do it.
Right.
You will be so stressed during your recovery if you spent more than what you should have been spending and you just put yourself in a very tight spot. Don't do it. Just save your money, try financing, try if you have a credit card or if you need to wait
to Disney.
Yeah. If you wait till your income tax, just wait until you can do it. And it's like, okay, you'll feel it. Everything's aligning kind of like, okay, I'm getting green lights along the way. This is the right time for me or whatever the case may be. But that would be my one tip. Do not put yourself in a financial strain for plastic surgery.
And that goes to what we've talked about in previous episodes about the stress level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a stress. That's a stressor.
Absolutely.
Stress causes a lot. Money causes a lot of stress for people.
Yeah.
So this is, my last little tip. But if you're going to do it,
do it.
If you're going to do it, let's try some financing. Let's see if CareCredit works.
Yeah.
Let's make it work. That's where you build your relationship with your coordinator.
Yeah.
Talk to her. Hey, you know what? I only got $5,000 for my $10,000 quote.
This is my situation. And then she can tell you, hey, you know what? Start making payments.
Right.
Make your payment to the office instead
We're booked out till November anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Start.
Good point.
Start making payments to the office because the office can take your payment and it just stays as a credit on your account. And you're just,
and it always will go towards
it's like layaway.
It's like layaway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't put yourself in a bind and try financing. And if you don't get approved, try again later. Work on your credit.
Get the sugar daddy, get an uncle, get somebody.
And just ask. I mean, that's the thing. I think a lot of patients are scared of asking because they're either, apprehensive or scared about basically asking the question, I need help with financing. And that's okay. We all have been in that position at some point or another,
and really,
it's just, we're there as, I'm speaking as a coordinator at this point, but even as a patient, ask the question and ask the coordinator because you're the conduit between the doctor and the patient.
Yes.
That's your job. Yeah. Yes. That's the whole point is to help them make this process easier.
That's right.
So Melody, do you want to recap our episode?
Sure. So we talked about financing and how you are going to pay for your surgery. We want to set realistic expectations. Definitely CareCredit is a great option if you want to utilize interest-free or extended payment plans that will help you in a feast or famine budget. We talked about pre-qualification using CareCredit and Alpheon. You have 6 months to 24 months deferred interest or up to 60 months with interest. And it's Analisa quoted the visa of cosmetic surgery. It's okay. And it's a red flag. But the practice does not offer it. Ask why. Other options that work with subprime credit. So if you're building your credit or repairing your credit, Green Sky, Prosper, and United Medical Credit. And ask for the financing.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Just ask.
And don't put yourself in a financial bind for plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right,
I love
guys.
it. You guys are the best.
Enjoyed it
me
so
too.
much.
We have so much fun on
I
these.
told y'all, this is a meeting of the minds right here.
Yes.
Y'all don't even know what we have coming for you.
Just a little
see
taste.
you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I would like to end this episode with a huge thank you to all of our listeners. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to subscribe to Big Butts No Lies Podcast and follow us on Instagram at Big Butts No Lies Podcast. If you have a topic you want me to cover, please send it to the DMs. If you know anyone on their plastic surgery journey, be sure to recommend them the show. You can also visit us on our website, bigbuttsnolies.com, You'll see the online surgical recovery store. We're adding new items all the time. If there's something you think I need to have on there, send me a DM. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, new episodes every Monday. I'll see you then.